Hello! I sent out the question to you on Facebook on whether you would like to have a YouTube clip on processes. And many of you answered and wanted it, so yeah, well, here it is. I thought we'd spend some time on what processes is about, and I'll give you some examples, and then I hope that could inspire you to view the projects you're working in within RBL, view them from a process perspective. So first of all, let's narrow down what is processes really about. And if we look at the question from a helicopter point of view, it's about the way we look at how we organize our company. And I'm sure you've all seen the line organization, in which you have on the top you have the president or CEO, and then you have different silos. Product development, you have marketing, production, etc. And that's fine, and actually that's an idea that came about 100 years ago, and a gentleman called Taylor, who had the idea that it would be efficient, given the fact that it's expensive to spread information. Our employees are not all that competent. Then it would be efficient that somebody at the top tells a number of people what needs to be done in the company, and each of those will tell in their turn a number of people, and it cascades down to the bottom of the organization. And the question is, do we have those two prerequisites right now? No, we don't. Spreading of information is very cheap. Competence level is very high, especially in our parts of the world, when it comes to all employees in most companies. So the prerequisites are gone, but the line organization is still here. Amazing. So line organization would be one way of looking at a company, and you've probably seen matrix organizations on which you have, for instance, geography on one dimension and products on the other. And you have all heard of a project organization, in which everything you do is split into projects. And then the fourth category would be processes, and I'm going to talk to you about processes today, because that's the bright and shining star in my mind when it comes to answering the question, how should we look at our business really? And a process is the answer to the question, what do we really do in our business? And it typically looks like this. And the answer is the way we work. That is what a process is about. And it's aimed at an important player, the customer. So whatever we do within our company should be aiming at making our customer happy, because the customer is the one who finances all of the things that we do. 100% of the company's money is coming from our customers. 100%. At least in the long run. We can get finance shortly from our owners, but in the long run it's the customer who finances us. So processes are found in three flavors. In the middle we will find core processes. We will also find enabling processes. And we will find directional ones. Core process is something that is aimed at making our customer happy. Enabling processes are things we need to do in order to be able to do the others. Enabling would be, for instance, administration of economics, business personnel within our company. And core processes could be production, could be delivery to our customer. Directional processes would be the management of our firm. And that is pretty much the core definition of what a process is about. If we look at it in a little bit more detail, let's take an example. Let's take a company providing bread to the market. Things that you eat for breakfast, some of you at least, every day. If we look at that company from a process perspective, what would we see? Let's think, what is the thing that they deliver to us? And I would say that they would, for instance, probably bake bread. Something they need to do. They most probably need to deliver the bread to the market. And one would think that in the long run they would have to develop new types of bread when we get tired of the old ones. Develop new bread. What more would be of interest to us as a customer? Well, it is interesting to if they would provide us with the information we need to buy the right bread. So some type of information or marketing. Inform the market. So these would be the core processes, potentially, of a bread baking company. They would have directional processes up here, and you can draw the processes as boxes, you could draw them as arrows. The thing which is true to the definition of a process is the fact that we have some type of input, the process is running, we have some type of output. In this case the output is a happy customer. So in baking bread the input would be recipe, production units, etc. When the bread has been baked, the output would probably be packaged bread, and that would go to the delivery, and at the end of this system we would also have a happy customer, namely you and me, eating the bread in the morning. Most probably they would have to in this company have some type of enabling processes, such as administering as I said before, personnel, making the external auditing, sending in money for tax, etc. Doesn't add any real value to you and me, but to run a company we have to do it, so that would be enabling. Typically directional processes would be set the direction, guide the organization as things happen. So this would be the level, what we call level 1 of the processes of a bread baking company. And if we, so to say, would be able to click on baking bread, below that we would have a number of sub-processes building up to the full process. And within these sub-processes that could look something like that, we would have connections to the other main processes as well, and those connections would be on level 2, and then we could dig ourselves deeper and deeper, and to make full use of the concept of processes, level 1 and level 2 would be sufficient, and that's what I suggest that you look at when it comes to your companies that you're working with. As you see on Facebook, we have one of our groups provided us with a good paper on processes. That one you can read. You can also read or Google around, see what you find with process orientation, or as it's called in English most of the time, business process orientation.